This training is designed to help instructors complete their syllabi in Simple Syllabus. Let's go ahead and get started. You can access your Simple Syllabus account by either going to D2L and selecting your course, or by going to the website jalc.simplesyllabus.com. Your login information will be the same as your single sign-on, so you'll need to use your chosen Duo verification method to log in. Today, we're going to be looking at our Sandbox site just to demonstrate examples, but your screen should look identical to my computer here. You will notice that you have columns on your homepage that help you identify which syllabi need to be completed and which syllabi are still awaiting the approval path. If you need to filter this screen, you can do so by selecting the Filters button. We recommend sorting your syllabi by semester so that you can ensure that you are completing them in the correct order. We can see here that I have 2 syllabi to complete for the same course. One is for section V1 and one is for section V2. We can begin the first syllabus by selecting Edit. Once you have opened your syllabus, you will find that there's help text on the right-hand side of the screen that will guide you through completing the required blocks of information. There are also tools available to help you in the upper left-hand corner, but we're going to cover those a little bit later on in training. The components on your syllabus that are highlighted, like this, are required blocks of information that you must complete before you can hit Submit. You will notice that some information has already been included on your syllabus, like your textbook. This is because this has been entered on the master syllabus. Information that was entered by lead instructors on the master flows down automatically to each section of the course. So if you notice that any pre-populated information on your syllabus looks incorrect, please reach out to your lead instructor for help, or you can email postsyllabi@jalc.edu for more assistance. On this syllabus, it looks like we need to enter our instructor information, but our textbooks, course prerequisites, course description, objectives, and our outline have all been entered for us. We will then need to complete the course schedule, method of presentation, method of evaluation, and any specific course requirements that are applicable to this section. Everything under the header College Information and Resources was information that was previously housed on the syllabus attachment page. This information includes standard policies and links to student resources. You can review this information here, but it's ultimately maintained by the C&I staff, so you don't need to make any adjustments. Now that we've reviewed what information is needed for us, we can begin entering the required information. Let's start with the instructor information. Any instructors that are scheduled to teach this section will see their name pre-populate automatically. If another instructor is listed here in error, please contact C&I for help. In those cases, an adjustment is needed in the college's ERP system to correct the error. To enter our instructor information, we will hit the pencil icon to edit. Here we can see that it's asking for our phone number, our office, and our office hours. If any of these sections don't apply to you, it's okay to write NA to clear the required field. All that's left to do now is save and review. Moving down, we can see all of the pre-populated information that we talked about earlier. We do not have the ability to edit these blocks, which means that it was entered on our master syllabus and completed ahead of time. Take a moment to review these information blocks for accuracy. These look good, so let's move on to the course schedule. There are 2 ways that you can enter your course schedule, either manually by typing it in this text box here, or by syncing the schedule with the one that you also enter in D2L. You only need to choose one method, and the most common method is to manually enter the information. However, if you would like to sync your schedule, please be sure that after the sync, you only make changes to that schedule within the D2L system and not within Simple Syllabus. Any changes in Simple Syllabus will break the connection between the 2 sites and will require that the component be reset. For this example today, we're going to choose to manually enter the schedule in the required fields and not use the sync feature. Simple Syllabus gives you editing tools that help you format your work. You have icons that will help you change the font presentation, style, or size. You have buttons that will help you create a numbered list or a bulleted list. This icon will help you tab over or back. You have the option to enter photos, videos, or charts. If you need to undo anything, you have a back arrow here. And if you need to reset this block entirely, you can follow the Reset Content icon, select the block that you would like to begin again, and follow the prompts. This will allow you to reset an information block and start from scratch. We can build this chart manually by selecting the Charts icon, or we can attempt to copy and paste it from Word. To save a little time, let's copy this information from Word and then adjust the chart to meet Simple Syllabus standards. It looks like this chart copied over well, but you will notice that after I entered the information, the system gave me 2 accessibility errors. Accessibility errors occur when the system feels that we can do a better job of meeting ADA compliancy by using the tools that are available to us within Simple Syllabus. This accessibility error is saying that we should have included a header with our table. We did copy the header over from Word, but because this chart wasn't built in Simple Syllabus, the system can't recognize that that is a header. We can correct that by selecting the Add Table Header icon, and then retyping our header so that it's now ADA compliant. I can remove my old header by selecting the row it's in, finding the row icon, and deleting the row. I want the header to be centered, so I'm going to select the boxes that need to be moved and realign them in the center. And that cleared one of our errors. The next error says that the table should have a caption that describes what it is about. I'm going to include some language that says that this calendar is tentative and subject to change, but you can include whatever information you would like in your caption. I want my caption to be bold, so I'm going to select it and change the presentation. Once we hit next, you will see that we cleared all of our accessibility errors. If you need help clearing an accessibility error, please contact Curriculum and Instruction at postsyllabi@jalc.edu, and we can help you make any necessary adjustments. Our next section is method of presentation, so I'm going to continue copying and pasting over from my Word document. Keep in mind that as you copy and paste from Word, you might need to make adjustments so that the content has the correct formatting. And this is a good example of that. I don't want late assignments to be this far indented, so I can use my tab back icon to align this paragraph with the edge of the syllabus. I also don't want grading scale to look different than late assignments, so I'm going to backspace and then retype it. Looks like I have some extra spaces to delete. And if I don't want to use numbers here, I can also change how my list is formatted by using this little arrow and selecting the style for my list. Let's use upper alpha. We have one more section that we need to complete, and then we are going to be ready to preview our syllabus. And we can preview our syllabus by selecting this icon right here, and the preview will open on a brand new tab at the top of your screen. This is your syllabus from your student's perspective. Previewing our syllabus is an important step, especially if you're copying and pasting from a Word document. You'll see that at first glance, this looks pretty good, but our font size and style does look a little inconsistent as we move through the page. Sometimes this happens when we copy and paste, but it's an easy fix and one that we should correct before we submit. We can close out of our preview by hitting the Exit tab at the top of our screen. And now that we're back in our editing screen, we can correct the errors that we just saw in our preview. All that we need to do is find the sections that we just entered, right-click, select all, and now we can change our font so that it all matches. You can choose whatever font that you would like, but I'm going to use Verdana size 9 because it most closely matches the default font in Simple Syllabus. It looks like my table caption has just jumped to the bottom of my chart. Sometimes this happens when you adjust the font size. To fix it, I'm going to copy my caption and then use the accessibility tracker like we did before to put it back at the top of the table. For safe measure, I'm going to go through and change every single block of information so that it matches. Select all, and then choose your font style and your font size. This is our last one. We're right-clicking, selecting all. And now we can preview the document again and see if that helped. It looks like our font is consistent and clean as we look through the page. I can now close my preview and come back to the editing screen. If you need to come back to your syllabus later, you can hit close and then confirm, and your work will save automatically. Let's reopen the syllabus to verify that our information still looks good. Since our syllabus has everything it needs, and none of the highlighted sections are still highlighted, we can now submit. The confetti animation lets you know that the document has been submitted for approval. You will receive an email confirmation once the syllabus has been approved. If you need to share links to your syllabus, they are provided for you both here and then again when you view the syllabus on the syllabus library, which you can find using the icon here. Please keep in mind that if you make any adjustments to your syllabus after it has been submitted, the system will restart the approval process, create a new link to your syllabus, and notify your students that a change has been made. We still have one more syllabus that we need to complete, and since this syllabus is another section of the same class, we can copy over what we entered in our last syllabus to save some time. Let's open this syllabus and then use the import tool to submit it. Once our second syllabus has opened, we can find the import tool in the upper left-hand corner. We will need to locate the syllabus that we are going to copy from by using these drop-down menus here. To select the syllabus that we want to copy from, we will need to click it, and we can use advanced options to choose which blocks of information we'll copy before we finalize. Or we can skip advanced options and click Finalize to copy all of them. Review which blocks are going to copy and select Start Import. Then you can close. All of the information we entered on our first syllabus has now copied to the second. Let's take a quick look at Preview to make sure that everything looks right. Everything is copied over and it looks good, so we should be ready to submit. We will close out of the preview and submit the second document. Confetti animation lets me know it went through, and I can see now that I have 2 syllabi that are awaiting approval. I'm going to pause the video and then push these syllabi through the approval process. We will then see how the syllabi will appear once they're completed and posted for students. Now that our syllabi are approved and completed, students will find the syllabus in the syllabus library. Think of this as the new syllabi portal. From here, we can view, print, or share our documents with others. Students will access this library by connecting to Simple Syllabus through links in D2L. If we need to edit our syllabus after it's been posted, we will do that by locating the syllabus in the completed column and hitting Edit. Please remember that this will restart the approval process and notify students that there has been a change. Once your students have viewed the syllabus, they will be asked to acknowledge the document at the bottom of the screen. You can view which students have done this by selecting the View bar. It will show you the names of students, the percentage read, and if they've acknowledged the document. If you need additional help, please email postsyllabi@jalc.edu. You can also follow the Support tab at the bottom of the Simple Syllabus website, where you will be directed to Simple Watch. This includes some helpful videos that have been provided to us by the Simple Syllabus company. These videos are not necessarily formatted for JALC, but they are a helpful tool for many frequently asked questions. This will complete our Simple Syllabus training video for section syllabi. Thank you, and please do not hesitate to reach out with any questions or concerns.